People often think that petting is the highest form of love you can give your dog. The gentle strokes along their back, the scratch behind the ears, it feels like the purest form of affection. And in many ways it is. But what if I told you there are moments your dog treasures even more? What if the sparkle in their eyes, the wag in their tail isn't always about your hand on their fur, but about something deeper, something instinctive woven into who they are? Most owners picture their dogs living for belly rubs and head pats, and yes, those are beautiful acts of connection. But dogs have a whole list of joys that speak to the very core of their being. Things that make their hearts race, their minds spark, and their spirits light up in a way simple touch never could. Imagine it a nose twitching as it catches the faint trace of a squirrel that passed hours ago. The burst of speed when a ball arcs through the air. The way they close their eyes, sigh, and curl into a perfect circle in their favorite spot. These are the moments that define their happiness. And when you understand them, really understand them, you begin to love your dog in a way that feels more complete, more respectful, and more alive. In the next few minutes, we'll explore 10 things your dog might love even more than being petted. Some will surprise you, some you've already noticed but never thought about. And one in particular might change how you see your dog forever. By the end, you won't just be giving affection, you'll be speaking directly to the language of their soul. Have you ever walked your dog and noticed how they stop every few steps? Nose pressed to the ground, breathing in, as if the entire world's secrets are written there. To you, it's just a patch of grass. To them, it's a history book. Dogs live through their noses. Their sense of smell is up to 100,000 times stronger than ours, which means a single sniff can tell them who passed by, what they ate, how healthy they are, and even if they were happy or stressed. Think of it like scrolling through your favorite social feed. But for dogs, every blade of grass, every tree trunk, every breeze is a brand new post to read. When you rush them along, you're skipping entire chapters of a story they're desperate to finish. I once knew a Labrador named Max who would pause under the same oak tree every morning, nose twitching for a full minute. One day I learned why another dog in the neighborhood left his scent there, and Max was reading his messages like an old friend catching up. Exploring new environments amplifies that joy. Sidewalks with different textures, trails with damp leaves, or even a walk through a busy farmer's market all light up their senses. Petting is warm and familiar, but for a dog, nothing compares to the thrill of stepping into a place where every smell is a clue, every breeze a messenger. If you want to give your dog a gift today, let them sniff without hurrying them along. You'll be giving them more than a walk, you'll be giving them a story. For many dogs, nothing says "I love you" quite like the sight of you picking up a ball or a rope toy. Petting may soothe them, but games like fetch and tug of war ignite something far deeper, instincts rooted in their ancestry as hunters and herders. Chasing, catching, and pulling aren't just random bursts of energy. They're part of the very wiring that makes your dog who they are. Retrievers live for the splash of a ball hitting water, bolting forward with a perfect mix of grace and power. Herding breeds lock eyes on a moving target, their bodies coiled like springs until you give the signal. Even smaller dogs can surprise you. Watch a terrier pounce on a tossed squeaky toy, shaking it with a triumphant growl as if they've just taken down the catch of the day. I once visited a friend who had a golden retriever named Bailey. The moment I stepped into the yard, Bailey dropped a tennis ball at my feet, tail wagging in a steady rhythm. I tossed it once. He brought it back. I tossed it again. 10 minutes later, his panting smile said it all. This was his language of joy. And when I tried to pet him instead of throw the ball, he gently nudged it back into my hand as if to say, "Nice try, but you know what I want." Playing together engages more than their muscles, it sparks. Their mind builds trust and cements the bond between you in a way that's active, alive, and unforgettable. So next time you're tempted to reach for a belly rub, try reaching for the ball instead. To a dog, chewing isn't just a way to pass the time, it's a form of therapy, entertainment, and even self-care. From the moment they're puppies, gnawing helps them soothe aching gums during teething. As they grow, that habit evolves into a way to relieve stress, fight boredom, and keep their teeth healthy. The slow, rhythmic crunch of a bone or the steady resistance of a durable rubber toy gives them a satisfaction petting simply can't match. I once met a rescue beagle named Rosie, who had been anxious in her new home. She'd pace whine and ignore every attempt to calm her until her owner gave her a sturdy peanut butter-filled chew toy. Within minutes, her body relaxed, her tail stilled, and her eyes softened. That toy became her safe place, the thing she sought out whenever the world felt too loud. Chewing also gives dogs a mental workout. They're not just biting aimlessly, they're problem-solving, figuring out how to get to that tasty center or break down a bone just right. For some, it's as rewarding as solving a puzzle. And unlike petting, which relies on your presence, chewing gives them the freedom to enjoy themselves independently, yet still feel cared for. If your dog has ever ignored your hand to keep working on a bone, it's not a rejection, it's gratitude in its own way. You've given them something that meets their needs on a deeper level, something that says, I understand what makes you happy. A tired dog is a happy dog, not because exhaustion is the goal, but because movement satisfies something deep in their nature. Dogs are born athletes, whether they're racing across a field, leaping into waves, or trotting beside you on a hiking trail. Petting may calm their heart, but running sets it free. Picture a border collie sprinting across open grass, eyes locked ahead, body stretched to its full power, or a Labrador bounding into the surf, shaking off water in an explosion of droplets, only to dive back in again. Even the tiniest Chihuahua can surprise you with bursts of Zumi's paws drumming against the ground as if it's their personal racetrack. I once watched a senior golden retriever named Duke find his second wind on a cool autumn afternoon. His owner had taken him to a wide, empty field. At first, he walked slowly, tail swaying gently. Then a gust of wind carried the scent of fallen leaves, and suddenly Duke broke into a joyful trot, ears bouncing, eyes bright. In that moment, he wasn't an old dog. He was pure energy, pure life. Running and outdoor play do more than burn energy. They sharpen coordination, strengthen muscles, and flood the body with feel-good endorphins. And unlike petting, which is a one-way gesture, exercise is shared. You're in it together, side by side, breathing in the same air, moving toward the same horizon. Dogs may love you more than anyone else in the world, but they are still social animals at heart. In their instincts, they are pack creatures wired to connect, communicate, and read the body language of others. That's why a trip to the dog park can feel like a festival to them, a whirlwind of new scents, wagging tails, playful chases, and unspoken canine conversations. I remember watching a young husky named Luna bound into a park, her whole body vibrating with excitement. She sniffed noses with a shepherd, dodged between two beagles chasing each other, then dashed toward a new human visitor for an enthusiastic greeting. You could see it in her eyes, this wasn't just play. It was her way of practicing the language of her species, testing her social skills, and reaffirming her place in a community. Socializing isn't just fun, it's vital for emotional health. Dogs that regularly interact with others tend to be more confident, less anxious, and more adaptable in unfamiliar situations. Meeting new people brings its own joy. The curious sniff of a stranger's hand, the warm laughter that follows a polite paw on a knee, the gentle scratch from someone they've only just met. Petting can make a dog feel loved, but the joy of running alongside another dog, mirroring each other's movements, or flopping down together after a spirited game, those moments feed a different kind of happiness, one rooted in belonging. If there's one sound that can pull a dog from the deepest sleep, it's the crinkle of a treat bag or the twist of a jar lid. Dogs are hardwired to respond to food. It's a survival instinct passed down from their ancestors who never knew when their next meal might come. But beyond survival, treats trigger a burst of joy, a rush of dopamine that says, this is good. This is worth remembering. I once knew a dachshund named Benny who could be in the farthest corner of the house, seemingly oblivious until the moment his owner touched the cookie tin. In seconds, he'd appear in the kitchen doorway, eyes wide, tail wagging in perfect time with his heartbeat. And it wasn't just about the taste, it was the ritual, the anticipation, the connection of receiving something special from the person he trusted most. The magic of treats goes beyond indulgence. They can be powerful tools for training and bonding. Rewarding a sit-a recall or a new trick with a tasty morsel cements the behavior far better than petting alone. And when you choose healthy options like freeze-dried meat, crunchy veggie snacks, or natural chews, you're giving pleasure and nourishment in one. Petting may tell your dog I love you, but a well-timed treat can say, I see you, I'm proud of you, and you've earned this moment. For a dog, that recognition can be sweeter than anything else. Dogs sleep more than most people realize, often 12 to 14 hours a day. But it's not just the amount of rest that matters. It's where they rest. A secure, comfortable sleeping spot is more than a place to close their eyes. It's a sanctuary, a retreat from the noise and unpredictability of the world. I once visited a home where a senior Cocker Spaniel named Molly had claimed a corner of the living room. There, nestled between a soft dog bed and a blanket that smelled faintly of her owner, she would curl into a perfect circle nose tucked under her tail. No amount of calling or coaxing could tempt her to move. When she was in that spot, it was her world, her peace. For some dogs, that sanctuary might be a plush bed in a sunny window. For others, it's the quiet security of a crate draped with a blanket, or the comforting warmth of curling up beside you in bed. Wherever it is, that place is sacred. It's where they let down every guard, where the twitch of a paw in a dream replaces the alertness they carry through the day. Petting is a gift in the waking world, but deep, undisturbed rest is the gift they give themselves. When you provide a cozy, safe spot and respect it, you're not just giving them comfort, you're telling them, you are safe here. You are home. For many dogs, the sight of you reaching for your car keys is enough to send them into a frenzy of tail wags and excited whines. A car ride isn't just transportation, it's an adventure wrapped in motion. The shifting scents through an open window, the changing scenery flashing by, the mysterious promise of where are we going. It's stimulation for every sense. I once knew a shepherd mix named Scout who could hear the faint jingle of car keys from 2 rooms away. In an instant, he'd be at the door, head tilted, eyes bright as if asking, is it time? Once in the car, he'd press his nose to the gap in the window, inhaling deeply, letting the wind ripple through his fur. It wasn't about the destination, though. He knew many rides ended at the park or the lake. It was the pure joy of movement, the journey itself. Car rides also carry emotional weight. For some dogs, they mean quality time with you, sitting close enough to feel your presence while the world rushes past. For others, it's a signal of exciting change, visiting friends, exploring new places, or simply leaving the usual routine behind. Petting can say, I'm here with you, but a car ride says, let's see the world together. And for a dog, that shared adventure is worth far more than a gentle scratch behind the ears. For a dog, few things are as thrilling as turning playtime into a puzzle. Hide and seek and scent games tap into their oldest instincts, the drive to hunt, track, and solve problems. These activities don't just entertain. They give your dog the chance to use their mind in the way nature intended. I remember a beagle named Jasper who could spend 10 minutes circling a room, nose to the ground, determined to find the treat hidden under an overturned cup. His tail wagged faster the closer he got. And when he finally pawed it over, his triumphant look was as if he'd just uncovered buried treasure. Scent games are a gift for dogs of all ages. Puppies learn focus and problem solving, while senior dogs get gentle mental exercise that keeps them sharp. Even simple variations, hiding a favorite toy behind a couch cushion or scattering small treats in the grass, turn an ordinary afternoon into an adventure. What makes these games so special is the satisfaction they bring. Petting soothes, but discovery exhilarates. When your dog finds what they're looking for, it's not just about the reward. It's about the journey, the challenge, and the pride of success. While some dogs may shy away from baths, many truly enjoy the slow, rhythmic strokes of a brush. Grooming, when introduced gently, can feel like a massage, a soothing sensory experience that also keeps their coat healthy and skin comfortable. For dogs, it's a moment of stillness where they can melt into your touch in a different way than a quick pat on the head. I once spent time with a Samoyed named Bella, whose thick, cloud-like fur needed regular care. At first, she would fidget during brushing, but once her owner found the right slicker brush and slowed the pace, Bella would stand perfectly still, eyes half closed, her breathing deep and steady. It was as if she'd stepped into her own private spa. Brushing does more than remove tangles and loose fur. It stimulates blood circulation, distributes natural oils, and helps you spot skin issues early. For double-coated breeds, it can prevent matting that traps dirt and moisture. Even short-haired dogs benefit from the gentle attention. What sets grooming apart from petting is the ritual of it. It's not just a fleeting moment, it's sustained, intentional care. And for many dogs, that combination of physical comfort and focused attention is pure contentment. In their world, that's love they can feel with every stroke. Petting will always be one of the simplest, sweetest ways to connect with your dog, but it's far from the only way. Their happiness is woven from 1,000 little experiences. The thrill of chasing a ball, the satisfaction of finding a hidden treat, the calm of curling into a favorite sleeping spot, the joy of wind rushing past during a car ride. When you learn what lights up your dog's spirit, you stop guessing at what they need, you start speaking their language. Every dog is unique. Maybe yours lives for the splash of a lake or the buzz of a busy dog park. Maybe they want nothing more than a safe corner to nap in or a puzzle toy that keeps their mind working. Whatever it is, notice it. Lean into it. Because love for a dog isn't just what you give, it's how you see them, hear them, and honor who they are. So here's my challenge to you over the next week. Try adding one of these joys into your dog's routine. Let them sniff a little longer, play a little harder, or rest a little deeper. You might find that the bond you already treasure grows even stronger. And now I want to hear from you. Which of these did your dog love the most? Or do they have a unique obsession we didn't mention? Share your stories in the comments. I read everyone. And if you want to keep discovering new ways to make your dog's life happier, subscribe and join our community of dog lovers. Because our best friends deserve the best from us always.